The beat of the nation.
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to the Groove Deck, where you miss nothing because there's always something. My name is Elspeth Chimedza, and I'm with my co-host, A.T.
What's up?
Yes, and today we're joined by...
Yes, we're joined by Campus very own, probably CEO, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes, the CEO of Commander-in-Chief of Campus Koffee, Tino Maveneka. Where's Maveneka?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, either way.
As long as you tried.
I know how it's spelled. It's just pronunciation.
Yeah.
Africans have different ways to pronounce.
It's Mr. Shambread. It's nice to be here. Man, I've been a fan of this Group Deck show. Been waiting for my interview, but the homies seem to be skipping me. And
like you're busy. You're busy.
Yeah, apparently I'm busy.
Apparently.
No, you know what? Ever since the funniest thing, we've seen you've come to our studio and then you go.
So. Yeah. Well, I'm a man of business, man. We come through.
So speaking of business, Doug, what are you working on, though?
Wow, this year, we're looking at new things, new partnerships. So trying to bring some businesses across the borders. Since Campus Canvas is an organization that develops university students basically to become professionals in their career fields of interest, we're looking at also bringing in a lot of prominent upcoming Zim businesses as well, because I'm also from Zim, and giving them opportunities to work with a lot of prominent students there as well, so they can expand their businesses as well, which is why we are here on the Groove Deck.
Okay.
Because we love radio, and we're looking for people who actually are making moves, something we can promote and push that side.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And are you currently a student in South Africa?
Yes. I learned by Monash, South Africa.
Okay.
I'm in my second year going to third. Yeah,
What
it's
are
great.
you studying?
I'm studying public health. So weird,
Wow.
I do public health.
And you are into business and
Business.
entertainment.
Basically, A&R and PR and entertainment. It's pretty cool, though.
No, don't worry. Cool. It's good to do health. I was a studentess at one time.
Yes.
Studentness.
Yes, we will not talk about that story, but yes, I've got some knowledge about medicine.
And in short, always be prepared. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, but it's great, man. South Africa is such a supporting country. I love the way they support businesses and push people to expand and grow further. I feel like one day, Zim, as long as we keep supporting ourselves and each other, we can eventually get to that point where everyone is able to, live off their dreams and things like that. But right now, we're at a point where we're still developing, we're still fighting ourselves, we're still just fighting to survive, and we just need to get over that,
True. Yeah, so random question. What did you eat this morning? Just.
Hey, what did I eat for you? That's got porridge.
Wow. He said it like a Zimbo, yes.
Because that's the first time I've had porridge this year. Okay, but even since I came back.
Technically.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Talk about this year. How did you how were you ushered into 2050? What were you doing when you into 2016? My bad. I'm still last year.
No, I was traveling from Kariba, if that's what you mean, like how I started my New Year's.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were coming back from Kariba holiday with the fam.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Watching the fireworks, just pass by Ja Praise concert.
Wow.
Yeah. Fill up the conference.
HICC. Why didn't you just make a turn and
it's okay.
Because we're
fill it up.
Yes, because we heard the place. It was lit.
It was lit, though.
But they don't need me.
No, we
good.
We feel you. So yeah, dog.
So we noticed that on Campus Canvas you also promote, in terms of music, producers and artists.
Yes, that's something I'm really passionate about. Okay. We have a lot of musicians who practically run Campus Canvas. Most of the board has got something that to do with music. So we came up with a new thing of our own, basically the campus charts.
Okay.
We're allowing different artists from wherever to send in their tracks to us via Facebook, and the tracks with the most likes will be on the charts.
Okay.
So that's what we're trying to get to promote our own artists as well, because I mean, the other charts and they have their own system. Why not make our own charts?
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Okay.
I've been bumped down like 3 times.
Yeah, he was up there. And
I
then,
had 2 tracks, and then no one's been voting for me. They've been hating on the boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not Haitian. You now need to strategize. Execute.
yeah.
New
I'm
strategy.
working on it.
Yes,
Working
new
on it.
strategy.
Yeah, he's trying to get better friends, friends that actually
better
vote.
friends.
Because you can actually monitor who's voting.
Yeah.
So in
like
other words,
when someone
he knows
likes,
you're not voting.
Yeah, when someone likes, I can also see it. So I know who's liking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So in terms of the since we're still talking about the music, who should we look out for? Like
Music from outside and south.
Yes, definitely.
I say just look out for people. This year is going to be a crazy year for real, and I would say obviously Four Corners, but yeah. And then AT, we're gonna have our little meeting.
Yeah.
And he's gonna drop something amazing this year. But I feel like from the upcoming artists from campus, I'm really looking forward to hearing more of people like J-Roll and THC. These guys have amazing minds and content. J-Roll's from Zambia and THC is from South Africa, but they relate so well with African affairs and stuff like that. THC was rapping about a song about. He's the first South African I've seen give props to our own Mugabe,
True.
Yeah, man. Actually, that song was something else. He sees things in a different light that I really like about his music. And similar with J-Roll. And then we got a lot of new guitarists and singers. Got this female vocalist. I'm actually looking forward to what she drops. Venus and CJ. These guys they've been really working hard on their craft and stuff, and you can hear in their sound that they're actually getting into the soul sounds. Like with Venus, that's her sound, soul, and then CJ is kind of like rock.
Okay.
So you have so many different genres breaking out. We've got people in rock, we've got guitarists, we've got deep hip hop, we got commercials, we got the asses, we got real, we got people making a lot of different moves. So it's really exciting to see how the charts shape up and see how people are voting for these things. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy this year. Like I can actually feel it. So right, just from your perspective, from your view of the industry, both in entertainment and in music, how do you think Zimbabwe can make a change? You know what I mean? Or compare it to South African and try and figure out how we can develop it to be on South African level or above it.
Each first thing I say is people need to actually support the industry. It's so difficult. I really always feel for my friends who are doing a lot of movements here in Zim, and they're going unnoticed. If you compare to South Africa last year, at the beginning of the year, I had never performed. Okay, I had performed like maybe once or twice in South Africa. And I was always saying that the only place I could perform was in Zim because we had the book cafe. But by the end of first semester, we had performed over 20, 30 times. And it was getting to a point where you could now like turn down gigs because there's that many, people are just calling you here and there. People are willing to invite you to perform, even if it's at a small place, maybe like at a club or something. It helps you build your audience, your reach, and your fan base. You look at you see South African artists with like fan bases of like 10,000, 20,000. They're not even that known, and then you compare it to like the biggest Zim artists, and they're struggling to hit 5,000. It's like, where's the support there? I mean, their parties like every weekend. You could just put on different artists here and there. It's not difficult. The mics are there. The artists are willing to do it. That's the first thing. I think support is really key. And then paying people in the industry. Like, I always say this, like, if you're not willing to pay a business that you want to get paid for, then it's not really a business. It's a hobby. I feel in Zim, there's this attitude of just, like, not taking the arts seriously enough. Like, besides, we have a very few musicians who've like taken it to different levels, different borders, and they're actually making money off it. But then in South Africa, there's a lot, right? It's very easy, like I said, to get paying gigs, paying this and that. People are willing to put the money there because they know the artist is also going to help with the promotions. He's also going to bring his own crowd. He's also going to keep the party alive and enhance it. Here in Zim, you have parties costing 3 times as much as they would in South Africa, but they're very, like... Substandard.
Flaccid.
Yeah.
Flaccid is the
Yeah,
term.
to put that.
Flaccid is the actual term. No, like I actually feel his pain though, because I've been assessing how gigs and parties and how artists awareness in Zimbabwe is like, and it's at a minimum. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like it's more of a mind state thing. I feel because people do not have. They don't have the quote unquote energy to download a track.
Right.
They don't have the energy to, learn how to use SoundCloud. They don't want those difficulties. They just want to wake up and know a song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to give people that song. That's why you end up having WhatsApp artists.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that always say, yo, if you're on my track, send your number and we'll put you in the group, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll get you far, but it won't get you that far because you can't have all those contacts at the end of the day.
Okay, by the way, you remember how we were saying in Zimbabwe you don't have a tracking list. Remember we were trying to compile the best albums in Zimbabwe. People have released albums, right? But I've realized we don't have a tracking system. Fine, you can have the radio stations and tell you how much someone has made airplay, but we need to know how many. Okay, fine, if people are not buying your music, at least how many downloads. At least for us, how we're using our tracking system, we use your mainly your SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So this is how we even compile our charts. But sometimes you find on our charts, on our Groove Deck charts, we are trying to also push quality. So we say we liked the song and we would have rated it, so we push it because we want more people to go onto that artist's SoundCloud. So this is us for
Like
free
promoting an artist.
We're promoting an artist. So we say keep on going to that artist's SoundCloud, because for us I think that is how best we are going to use, because we don't have anything that rates of you find how many downloads did somebody get, how many listens there's nothing to in this era, because CDs, the truth is into no gonna business, like that's the truth.
Yeah.
But I think also one of the biggest challenges what I noticed about the South African music market and the Zimbabwean South African musicians from the word go were supported by the government and corporates. Here in Zimbabwe, if the older generation, who are the big sharks and the head of most of these companies, they are too conservative, too boxed.
Close-minded.
Yes, they're close-minded. They don't see the business in investing in the younger people. But South Africa, when Kwaito came in, they were like, no, we're gonna use these kids, so the Oskitos started making money, and then now they actually have an industry here. Unfortunately, if you're not too cool, or if you're not like whom they like, Japreza,
if you're not Toki vibes,
you won't get corporate sponsorships. But it's unfair. Not everyone can be those artists.
Do you know what I feel?
Yeah.
The corporates are like, they're like a job interview.
Yeah.
You go to a job interview, you're fresh out of uni, and they tell you they need 3 years experience.
Yeah.
But you have all the qualifications, and you're like, how does it make sense? Can't you learn on the job? Can't you do an internship? Can't you have those gaps for everyone to
another thing.
exist?
That's just what campus is about. But anyway, continue.
No, you know what? Because we are a magazine, like Groove Deck is under Groove Magazine. Groove Magazine, we are more of an international magazine rather than Zimbabwean. We are selling Zimbabwean stuff, Zimbabwean entrepreneurs, Zimbabwean artists and entertainers. But we are looking for the ones with that international quality. You can't keep on selling people who are mediocre. We are looking for people who excel. So if I was to sell a Zimbabwean producer, I'm definitely going to sell Shaza. I'm going to definitely sell Simba
tags.
right?
Definitely.
I'll definitely sell them because they have the quality. Artists, producers, I'll sell also Verseless as an artist.
You know what I mean?
You know, because they've got, if I was to give that song to someone in South Africa, they can relate to it. If I give to someone in Nigeria, they can relate to it. If I give someone in Australia, they can relate to it. If I was to take them to Simon Cowell, they could qualify, or Simon might have his reservations, or Simon might say, or anyone. So you need
Quality.
They can see potential.
they can see potential. Because I'm not just saying that out of the loop. If you go on our Twitter, check who is following us. Believe me, we as a magazine, we might be small, but we already have that international appeal. So the whole idea is that, but unfortunately, our corporates don't see that. They want what's popular locally, but they're not seeing beyond the borders of, can I invest in this person
People
who
eat from outside.
Can we invest in that person so that they go outside, and from that outside we get the outside investing inside? So I think those are the many challenges, and yes, because of that, then an ordinary person won't support you because of that.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. I feel if we do solve the issue of quality and endorsing quality, I get your point that with you guys, you like to promote someone regardless of the number of plays. But sometimes I feel like it's kind of a bit unfair that yes, this guy has low plays, but maybe he's making an effort in terms of the quality of the sound, but he's not making an effort in terms of the marketing and the business. And that is actually part of the job. I mean, there are lots of artists, even in South Africa, who are making better music than the a.k.a.s or the Caspers, but they're not getting as much exposure or as much airplay because they're also not making the right moves in terms of pushing their product.
So, but whose job is it? We've been debating whose job is it to push the music. Like, let's.
Do you know what I feel? Like, the United States hierarchy was built to fill in gaps. You know what I mean? As in to also increase employment and to find other job channels. You know what I mean? But generally, music is created by the artists, and they push their music in this day and age because there aren't any A&Rs in Africa. Any strong A&Rs that are willing to be affordable as well. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you're in Africa, you just need to take it back old school, do your music, just time schedule. I think scheduling time is very important. You know what I mean? Schedule time for your creation. That's 3 to 6 months or a year, whatever. When you've done your creation, you do 6 months, 3 to 6 months promo. Be solid, you know what I mean? And during that time, you're running around, you're trying to get in gaps to your radios, you're trying to get in gaps for interviews, bloggers, you know what I mean? And
that's true.
And you know what I mean? The other problem with exposure is that bloggers also gain value, and then they start nitpicking people. They stop picking people because they're good, but because of their name. You know what I mean? That's when you find
to get the views.
Exactly, you know what I mean? That's where you find, no shots, but that's where you find 3 men on a boat, they're always talking about Amara. You know what I mean? That's where you find African hip hop blog, or what's it called? Two Broke Trimbos, highlighting a Casper interview more than a Ja Praise interview. You know what I mean?
They didn't do a Ja Praise interview.
But
they did with Queen V.
With Queen V.
Yeah.
But same thing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have to realize even Queen V, she was Miss Zimbabwe. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's already given her so much value before you even go there. But because she doesn't have a strong scene in the music industry, they're not gonna push her hard enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Koffee, what do you think?
I think he's right. Like, you have to, as an artist, in the end, you just have to push yourself. The industry is not different in any country in that sense. If you're not pushing yourself, people will just overtake you. Even people who aren't as good as you in terms of the quality of sound or promo or performances, they'll just come and they'll overtake you. You have to, if you sit there and you work so hard on a project, you owe it to the project to push it to the level it deserves. Because if you don't, then you're not committed. You're not really doing this.
No, I get what you're saying. yesterday. We just finished rounding it. We did the class of 2014. We were now seeing if they upgraded. We always do a class of every year of Zimbabwean artists, upcoming, rising artists, and
double XL for sure.
Yeah, yes. So what we've decided to do from that class, we check the next what they've done, their progress. Have they progressed? So from our list, most of the artists, they had hype in 2014. Others got nominated for big awards, but they did not progress from that. So you find someone like Mick had a really dope R&B song called Ooh, but he did not progress from that. Instead, he actually went down. Even Quality, he gave us a project and wow,
nah, fam.
No. And then even someone like Davina Green, you find Davina Green was nominated for Afrima Award and a Zima Award. She had 2 nominations at the All African Music Awards, right? Then she just drops one song and one video, and she's not even pushing it. Sometimes we, us being a magazine, we always tell artists that we only push you to the level that you want us to push you. If you are not yourself pushing and saying, okay, I want you guys to do my R&R or PR, right? I'm sorry, we're not going to push you. I'd rather be doing for Casper Nyovus, who's got more numbers than I know that I'm going to get the South African content. I'll be honest, as a...
Yeah, I understand too.
Because I also need the numbers, because I need food. I need to eat also, because that will get me advertisers. But if you as an artist decide, okay, I'm going to go to bloggers in 1, 2, 3, because right now we're in the age where you have to be more popular. Yes. Online, so that if anyone Googles your name, they can see content and they can see that, this one was on the magazine, this one was this. Oh, she actually, for someone like Davina Green, she was actually on the cover of Groove magazine. So that is actually a platform. That's already a platform for you to say to people, oh, I was on the cover of a magazine. So you know what? We work together. But if you don't want to grow, even Elena, apparently she dropped 2 songs, but nobody knew about those 2 songs.
You know what I mean?
In 20. But Elena has a lot of potential. She's got a great voice. But, these are just examples, because I was doing the progress of it. So everyone failed in that class of 2014. Basically, I think the only people who managed to pass were with a B was, yes, we're grading them literally like class grades. I think it was South Africa. Because South Africa, they made sure that people knew them. They tried to make noise on radio, and even, they tried to push. Yeah. But they need to push more, because you shouldn't rely on one source. It shouldn't be ZFM playing you only. It shouldn't be just one blog, like 3 Men on a Boat, writing about you. You make sure that everybody writes about you, whether they like you or not. The entertainment industry is not about people like each other. It's about people feeding off each other and knowing that they can grow. I don't know. That's just...
I think that's actually right. If we had that kind of active in the entertainment industry, where you have multiple platforms who have different forms of a voice, right? I think that's one of my personal dreams, is to have platforms where artists can share content and share music and be heard and be talked about. I feel like one thing artists really need to work on is being the celebrity, right? Yeah. The other part of being a musician is actually being the icon. I mean, how many people actually have interesting social media platforms that, even if they're not posting a song or a video, we're actually willing to just go check up on what they're doing? How many songs, for example, I always go to this example because these guys really have mastered the art in Africa. a.k.a. and Casper, if you look at their year, Casper breaking up with Amanda DuPont, his beef ending with a.k.a., then
the beef starting again.
Then getting back together with Boeti, then the beef starting again. All these things just kept him relevant, that he didn't even have to release something. But when they released something, everyone wanted to hear it. When the beef was there, everyone wanted to hear his response. Yeah. Those guys really have mastered the art of being icons and being entertaining. There's no point in having a great song and then people are going crazy over it and then they just forget about you. Even in the American industry, that's dangerous.
Yes.
You're not, unless you're like Adele who can afford a 4-year break and come back.
And still make it, yeah. But how many Adeles do we have in the world? And when we think of it, most people are generic. They are generic artists. They are forgettable. We don't have those Michael Jacksons. We don't have those Princes. They're not that many, you know.
And I think another problem that's happening with music in this day and age is that people are thinking more about making a trend than making a footprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you find out, like, DJ Mustard, since 2014, Paranoid dropped. And since then, people have been on that DJ Mustard sound. You know what I mean? Even artists that are so artistically talented will be on the DJ Mustard track. And that's already held back their potential. Because what if you make a hit from that? And now they want to hear more of that. Because at the end of the day, people, as much as they like change, they also like
things to remain the same.
You know what I mean? So that's the problem. A lot of artists get stuck in a trend. You know what I mean? Things like
trying
people
to repeat the past.
Like look at Tiger. Tiger's stuck in a trend of making bubblegum music. Now he can't make a decent track to save his life because no one will listen to him. You know what I mean? If he has a deep track, no one will listen to him. And Zim,
what happened to Marcus? Marcus was on fire and then
made a basic track. Made a basic hit, you know what I mean? If you make a basic hit and you can't follow up with another hit, wasad, you know what I mean? That's where you find people like J. Cole, people like Kendrick, who end up having a long lifespan. Even people like Casper, a.k.a, they have lifespan.
We were talking about how a.k.a.'s album,
it's got long shelf life.
Yeah, because it was dropped in June 2014, but in 2015 he kept on winning awards for songs off that album, and people are still bumping to that album.
Yeah.
The funny thing, Casper dropped 2 albums.
Yes.
And still, people are playing levels. You have to understand that. Like, that's a feat, dog.
Yeah.
a.k.a. when it comes to sound, he's something else.
It's consistent.
Casper really has just got the whole business aspect of being a musician on lock. That's part of the reason why he can go gold in 3 hours or platinum. He is an amazing celebrity musician. But I personally think, in terms of the guy who makes the better music between the two, I think a.k.a. makes better music.
Yeah, I agree. I finally agree.
I like Casper's verses better. Like, that's just me.
Like which verse? Which verse?
Like, I don't know, man. When you just hear his verses on Dutch,
that I like.
Yes.
On 428 to LA. The last verse. That was heat. That was heat. I can't even hate. But then you look at Control. The bars, dog. Look at Run Josie. Look at Sim Dope. Look at the new stuff. Look at real stuff on Deleuze's album. The heat, bruh. Like, he just brings heat.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm just a fan. Like, Casper just gets you bumping in some type of way. a.k.a.'s got that sound you can just keep listening to.
No, but you remember I was also talking about, in terms of celebrity. Funny enough, I was actually sharing the AT that a.k.a. is a celebrity. Like, I mean, that is one thing. In Africa, we need to culture. What you were saying, that sometimes it's not about the music. Sometimes just put the show. Continue putting on the show for people. How many times has a.k.a. rubbed people the wrong way? Even South Africans, by just saying something like
his Twitter is most lit right now. His Twitter is
I never liked a.k.a. That's the funniest thing, but I started following him because of his Twitter. Exactly. And now I have an appreciation of him as an individual. So I think even for any artist, like, we bring it back home in Zimbabwe, post things that make people keep on talking about you.
One person who's almost got it, but always slips up. Simba Tags.
Yeah.
Before, pre-promo, he's on heat.
Yeah.
When the track drops, he goes quiet. You know what I mean? Like, he just lacks a bit of consistency. You know what I mean? And
consistency is the
most important thing. Like, I remember when Happy became a thing. 10 Diamond was always on Twitter. It was lit, dog. Like his Twitter was now getting lit. He was getting followers. And then from nowhere, he just died out.
Yeah.
Because your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram,
your social media
as a whole needs to be active. Like people need to see your face as much as they can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if you're doing the stupidest of things, even if you're having a burger, even if waenda kwa mereki, like just keep it fresh.
Live, stay alive.
If you're that person who's not afraid of pissing off people, please go ahead. Feel free. We love it.
Like,
for us bloggers, it's
entertainment.
It's content, you know, when you piss off somebody. But I think someone who's good at that, Kelvin
says a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Kelvin is able to push his music, and he's also, and I think for him, I would give him Entertainer of the Year for Zimbabwe, because even on his Twitter, he starts beef with people. He's able to say those things. Did you see the one where he kind of called out Misread? Like, that was interesting.
Hey, like, I don't want to lie to you, man. As much as I don't appreciate Calvin's music, I do think he knows how to make presence. You know, he's got good presence.
Yeah.
He's got good presence. It's impressive. So yeah, Koffee. Speaking of artists, we're talking about other artists when we have an artist in here.
Yes.
You guys know him as this commander-in-chief of... he's an artist. So Koffee.
Yes, let's get to know Koffee, the artist.
Yeah,
not
artist.
Not the business
not
person.
Not the business side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yes.
That guy is an R&B artist, and
Ooh.
I would feel
Yeah, a singer.
Yeah.
He sings.
I actually
Watch out for someone going to do in February.
No, I'm not waiting for February. I'm gonna make him sing. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm expensive.
Nah.
You'd have to buy me lunch for that. But we can talk about that later. Anyway, when it comes to me, I started off as a kid. I was always singing, but I only started producing first, and then I got into rapping, and then I started singing, and singing just felt more of me. I still rap, I still produce, but it's more like, for me, I do music to express myself. Music is how I share my feelings or how I express something. I make a lot of R&B music based on, my past, how I experienced, past relationships, things like that. And then hip-hop is always in the moment. You say what needs to be said. I feel like hip-hop is also where I express my grievances with issues in the world. I have a lot of views on a lot of different things. I don't like the way the world is, but hey, we all have our own reasons for not liking the world.
Yes.
Without music, I wouldn't be able to channel my emotions. So music is very important to me. I can listen to me over and over again for the whole year.
That feels.
Oh, so are you one of those guys that are always in their feelings? Are you a Drake?
Yeah, I would say like
I know how it feels,
partially.
I know how it feels. I was literally listening to my own EP on my way here. Yeah.
But coming from you, AT, that sounds very
Spot on.
vain.
Spot on.
Vain.
No, but I understand.
Spot on. Like,
because
it's me.
for him, if he experiences the same thing that I experience, when I'm making music, it's a whole piece of my life that I'm rewinding out and laying out in that one song.
You know what I mean? Because do you know what happens? I don't know. Like, because whenever I make a song, right? Let's say, because usually when I sing, those are the songs I listen to the most. You know what I mean? So when I sing, I listen to those songs. And whatever, it's usually one of two things. It's usually something that's happened, or something happens after I sing the song. You know what I mean? So like I could sing a song, and that experience, that moment could happen afterwards. And now I can't look for a song. I can't go saying, let me look for Trey songs. Maybe he knows what's happening. No. I know what I said, so I know it's relevant.
No,
you know what I mean?
Now you're getting in my feelings because I'm a songwriter and I like the songs that I write.
You see.
And I sing my own songs, but you won't hear me singing them. Never.
No, but I'm just saying. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love music. This is something I've been wanting to do. I think since the first time when I was, I don't know, like 5, 6, and I was at preschool, and I started singing some random song, and all the girls just came around. And,
Ooh, Mr. Stealing your garage.
yeah. Like this is the life for me.
So do you want to pursue like a full-time, full-on R&B career?
I can't say R&B career. I don't like tying myself down into a genre.
Okay.
I think the best way, I just want to be an artist, like an artist. I make music. If I decide I'm going to make an album and it's all rap, I know it's going to be the best verses that you will ever hear in your life. Like, it's going to change the world.
Okay.
Speaking of stuff that you've made, how's your 4K project?
4K.
Yes, by the way, if you don't know, Four Corners is Daryl, Steven, and him. Yes.
But there are 3 of you.
Why 4 corners?
Why 4 corners?
I think numbers has got nothing to do with the name of the group. But, okay, why not share it? The original 4 Corners wasn't actually me, Daryl, Steven. It was me, Daryl, and 2 other guys. We did a whole Destiny's Child and kicked out the
Kicked
2
out 2 people and found a new one.
Yeah.
They literally got a new Michelle. Griffins the Michelle. We found them. I knew it.
Yeah.
Griffins the Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Uh-huh.
And then we started making music and it just worked. So there was no need to add, change, or remove. And we just kept growing and growing and that. We've been making music for a while. Like, we've been behind tracks that people don't know of. I'm not gonna say because, I think some people might still be bitter. Yeah.
Make sure that you just give us the music so that we
So,
play it.
So how did you come up with the name 4 Corners?
I have a cousin. This is my truth because I was the one who came up with it, and Darren will tell you some other lie. I have a cousin in a label in Canada called Cornerstone Music, so I kind of like that name. And then I always thought when I looked at 4 Corners back in the day, at 4 corners of the world.
So that's what Daryl said. Makes sense.
Yeah,
So
and then he wasn't lying, but.
He's got his own interpretation
of how the truth came up.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, when we were still the 4 of us, we were in the hood, and I was trying to find a good way to just drop the name, because we were debating between some terrible names like Boys in the Hood and Thugs.
Thug Testing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the Boondocks era, so you can imagine.
Thug Testing, Magnificent, names like that. I get you though.
Yeah, so we were all kind of standing in like a diamond shape. So it's just like, hey guys, why don't we name our group 4 Corners? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners of the world. And like, yeah. Then it just stuck like that.
Okay.
Then as we grew, we started to actually develop the principle that it's 4 corners. I mean, the principle is bigger than the initial name. It's something that we're trying to make global. We're trying to bring empowerment into people with our music. We're trying to spread
Self-empowerment.
Yeah. We're trying to actually globalize from Africa, because Africa is like nothing to the world right now. They don't see us, and they need to see us.
Africa is nothing, but it has everything. Do you get it?
Yeah.
The world is running off Africa, but they treat us like nothing.
But it's not run by Africa.
It's not run by Africa, but it's running off it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah,
We've done our history.
yeah, it's definitely a good, you know.
Okay, so
That's what 4 Corners is about. And then as we grew, firstly we were always just making songs together, and then we started like growing into our own artists. Everyone started having their own sound. I got into like R&B, Steven got into deeper conscious. Daryl found his delivery and sound, and we all found our own strengths. So we felt the need to also sort of break off in the sense of becoming our own individual artists.
okay.
That was, I would say, 2013.
Okay.
Everyone dropped a solo mixtape, and everyone actually found their sound. Then 2014, we started getting back together, putting our things like back in order. The 4 Corners house. 2013-14, start of 2015, we came in hard. We did a mixtape in like 2 weeks. And then we showed because we all split up again. And now we're perfecting it. And we're doing the other half of being an artist and releasing it and pushing it and taking it places.
So when do we expect a focus on this project?
I would say May, April.
Oh,
That's the first project.
All right.
And then, yeah, that's all you need to know for now.
okay. Anything from you solo though, like even a single?
Solos, the thing is, I have a lot of solos already. A lot of solos ready.
Yes.
I've got mixtapes ready.
Yes.
It's just a case of, I don't want to just release. It's about actually pushing it right. And the way my year has already been scheduled with the things of Four Corners, things of Campus, and obviously I'm also trying to help push my associates' projects. I would rather maybe have one single that I might push this year,
Yeah.
but not in a sense of dropping a video or anything,
Yeah.
because the priority still has to remain pushing the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the team is all winning, then it becomes easier to now focus on one person again. So I think that's me from my. I have my tracks ready, and yeah, you can hear them, but you can't have them.
Okay.
And then we have to push the team. The team really has to be winning.
True. That's the mission. Oh man, like, yeah, he's given us a bit of knowledge today.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A bit more, less debating than we did with Daryl.
Well, Daryl is an argumentative one.
Like Daryl and Naro, it is what it is.
Really?
No.
Naro.
And besides, it was like,
I believe.
and imagine it's two editors in the studio.
Yeah, so
That's-
you know, like
yes.
now I really feel like an artist because
You have another artist.
yeah.
Yes. And
But
today,
about Daryl, it's the same thing, but Daryl, we have our own horns that we lock and things happen. Then we just end up arguing. So yeah, I get it. But yeah, man, it's been great, dog. Like, nice to have you. Finally, you know, people get to understand Campus
Yeah.
from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, man, like 2016 and beyond, let's just blow up. Let's
Yes.
just blow up.
My resolution is execute. So what is your New Year's resolution before we go?
To blow up. You said it.
Hashtag
Yes.
let's go.
Hashtag let's blow up.
Yeah, I
Let's
think,
just make that trend.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think we've been average for long enough.
Yeah. We've been underneath for too long, man. Under the rocks. So yeah, man, let's blow up.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you, Tino, a.k.a. Koffee, for joining us on the Groove Deck and sharing your pearls of wisdom and sharing more about enlightening us on Campus Canvas. We will do our best to support Campus Canvas.
And we'll do our best to support you guys from this.
Yeah, they're really pulling through.
Yeah, they
So
are.
it's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. So yeah, man. Until next time, though.
Keep following the beat of the nation.
Peace.
Ciao.
Groove Dick, the beat of the nation.